Cosplay Stitch and Seam. I'm Pannon.
I'm B-Fire.
And I'm David.
David. It's so good to hear from y'all.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It is a month. That is for sure.
Oh, yes. Well, if you listeners at home would like to tell us how you've been doing, you can do that via email at cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com
Or you can go to the website, cosplaystitchandseam.com, and fill out the googly Google form, or
go to the Facebook page. And while you're there, join our fantastic community and our work in progress on Wednesdays. We'd love to see what you're doing. We'd love to see how you can better yourself, how you can help the community. Everybody wants to see everybody just boosted to their fullest potential. And if you're not a big Facebook person, we totally get it. There is a Discord server that we've got. We've got a hype channel just for like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Can I get some hype? And it's just praise and support. And we've got a finished Friday. Hype. We've got a finished Friday. We've where you can post your finished cosplays. You can also post those on our Facebook as well. Like we just want to see what you guys are working on, because creativity is one of those resources that just doesn't want is a well that shouldn't run dry, and you gotta keep at it. And while you're on the internet, if you want to help out the show, we would greatly appreciate that. There are many different ways to do it. You can always share the podcast with a friend, easiest, best way. And you can also leave us a review on Apple Podcast, on Podchaser, on Audible, wherever they let you. That helps the algorithm. And financially, we do have a coffee account as well as a Patreon, patreon.com/cosplaystitch. For $3 a month, we give you a shout out on the show. And for $5 a month, you get to join us on our monthly game of Cosplay Chronicles.
Woo-woo!
It's a live D&D game where you can actually impact the story. So make sure that you are checking out our Patreon and seeing how you can support our show.
don't kill us.
Oh, no. Wow. Well, we've still got our lovely Fox Beauty Cosmetics. If you want to check that out, they have a new website. It's foxxbeauty.store, so foxbeauty.store. You can still use the same promo code Stitch and Seam to get 10% off your purchase of all vegan, not tested on animal products. And as this episode drops, we are really close to like one of our first conventions getting back to. David and I will be at SoccerCon up in Pacific Northwest. Yay, I'm so excited. I'll be there to judge the contest and with a couple of other amazing judges. And David's going to be there with me interviewing and talking to y'all and all kinds of fun. I'm really excited for it.
I'm going to be missing you guys. I was like, oh, send me all the photos.
I'm so excited to see people. What else you got for us, Mercedes? You got kind of a big announcement.
Yeah. So our website, in theory, if I do this right, the website address will stay the same, but it's going to look different.
Ooh.
And that's going to take a little bit because I'm just kind of doing it and having fun, messing with some things and making sure to get Pannon and David's input on it. As I'm like, is this a good format? I don't know. But we are, revamping the website to showcase all the fun stuff that you guys, oh my gosh, I can't words. All the fun stuff that you guys have sent in, because some people email and things like that. And so I'm trying to make sure the blog will be all up to date and that it'll have those blog posts match up with the episodes more often and with photos and just really fun website revamp, and it's in the works. And so we're going to go on a small hiatus while that's being worked on, kind of give all of us a little bit of a break to kind of revamp, reach out to guests, and just come back with some really fun content for you guys. Like, I've got some real fun ideas. So, yeah.
Yay, I'm excited.
Can't wait.
I'm also excited to take a break. Yeah!
Break time! Except you guys are going to be working at SoccerCon.
I do have one request, Mercedes, for the website. Every color palette that you have, you've got to send it to me so I can go, yes, that is a color.
Yeah. Excellent.
I will remember that. Funny story for listeners, by the way. I actually sent David photos of one of the games that I worked on, being like, I know this color choice on this is terrible for colorblind people. And I just took pictures and it was like, hey, David, can you read this? And it was like, not really. And I'm like, cool, thanks.
No.
And took it to the programmers because they're like, we're so good at this. And it's like, no, you're not. So I appreciate David's lack of color seeing.
Yes.
Very, very, very good.
Yeah. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that and some fun things that are all based around that. And then while we're on this hiatus, like send us like anything where you're like, oh man, I would love to hear this on the podcast, or I'd love to see this person, or I'd love to be on and talk about X, Y, or Z. Let us know, because that's what this, like, I think it'll do like a month and a half after this episode airs. So we'll see you in a little bit after this episode is done. But we should be back about mid-May, and we'll make little announcements on all of our social media on when that exact date will be. But yeah, much excitement.
Hooray! I'm so excited for the new website.
Yeah, you've been throwing ideas around for a long time, so I'm really excited to see what all comes of it. I
have like a bunch of like website map drawings that I've done. I'm like, oh, and then this page could link to that one, and this could, and I'm like, what am I doing? Just go out there and make it.
So on the subject of like making things and what you've been doing in your spare time, this is our State of the Podcast episode.
State of the
Podcast! How you been?
I'm leaving that in. I'm leaving that long, pregnant pause.
Delicious. That's great.
I have been writing so stinking much, my wrists hurt. It does feel like NaNoWriMo all over again, and I am having a stinking blast.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. That is awesome.
Thank you. My goal is to finish season 2 rough draft, or the second draft this week, and then have my test readers kind of skim it over, make sure that it continually makes sense, and then work on it from there. Did you guys ever see that interview with Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they quizzed all of the actors on like different like MCU like trivia and whatnot?
No.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they asked him like, what's the AI that Tony Stark uses in his suit? And so like all these people answer it, and Paul Rudd is there, and at one point, what's Thor's hammer? And like a lot of them are like Mjolnir, and Paul Rudd looks straight into the camera and says, Jonathan?
Oh no!
So in the script, I make a reference to Mjolnir, and then one of my test readers scribbled it out and writes, Jonathan? ?
Mew Mew?
Mew Mew!
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Good.
That has been the majority of my time. I have stopped focusing so much on Pokemon this past February and March.
Wow.
But I have been mostly working on keeping my house in order so it's clean. That's been a task. And just sitting down and writing. And I could not be happier. It feels like I imagine a lot of cosplayers who like they haven't gotten into a good project in a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just refreshing.
That's awesome. Aw, I'm happy to hear that. So you know how I was like gonna write with you this month?
Yeah.
So Horizon Zero Dawn, the sequel came out. The Forbidden West, and that is where my life has been in my free time. This whole time that I've been sick, this like
I see.
anytime
sick.
that I'm conscious enough, yes, I have been legitimately sick. I'll cough on here again. Oh my gosh, I freaking love that game.
Good. How do you feel about the sequel compared to the first one?
I love that they unnerfed the melee combat mechanics and made the spear so much better. it's a little overwhelming how many weapons and battle tactics you can use. Like, I have yet to use, I guess there's like this bonus thing that I've unlocked that you can use against enemies. I don't know how to use it. I don't even know what it is. I know it's in the skill trees. I've read it, but I still just run up and be like, smash with stick! Yeah, I'm real strategic in this game.
Good.
I like the story. I like that Aloy's friends and acquaintances that she's like come across along the way have become so much more a part of the story, and her character growth is really fun, as well as just seeing, I don't know, I love the sci-fi aspects of it, and it's just kind of grown. It definitely has, like, both games are not perfect. There's definitely some parts in it where I'm like, nah.
Oh, sure.
But it is still one of my favorite games ever. The sequel is just like taking everything that I love about it and really upped it. A lot of people are like, oh, everything's repetitive. And I'm like, no. I mean, I do repetitive things, but there's so many different ways you can take down, a machine. And I love that everyone has their own like creative ways of going about that. Gliding is so nice. I know that like Breath of the Wild did that, and then everyone else was like, let's do it too. But it's nice. And the new characters in it are fun, and the new tribes. I really like the barbarian war tribes, but also that's kind of the characters I play in D&D are big barbarian dumb boys, so...
What? You?
Nah. Tolan's actually like me stepping out of my comfort zone. Because he's not a barbarian type, but he's still big dumb boy. Okay.
Yeah, he's got complex mechanics as a paladin, and
I know, I actually have to think about like, oh shoot, I have spells. But yeah, I love it. Katalu is bae.
Nice.
I'm sorry. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, this character's so hot. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then like I played it, and I'm like, yeah. I like him.
Very good.
What are you up to this month, Pannon?
Well, I've been slowly chipping away at my Weiwoushan cosplay. Like, I have this, like, I just have to finish the skirt and the belt, but then I keep adding stuff because I'm like, oh, I just thought I can add this embroidery here, and I can add beads to this part. And so it's taking, like, 5 times as long as I had anticipated.
That makes me feel less bad about my cosplay progress.
But I'm really happy with how it's turning out, and despite the I made the not so great decision to use like metallic embroidery thread for part of it, and it's been a huge pain in the butt to embroider with because it's like a plasticky sort of, and that's what makes it reflective and metallic looking. Which means going through the like fabric, you get the like dragging sound the whole way through, like.
Oh no! Oh, that bothers me.
Oh no!
I'm not even doing it, and I'm like, ah.
But I think I will like the effect when I'm done because it's very subtle, black on black. But since the design is slightly metallic, it's gonna be reflective when it moves, which is kind of what I wanted. So I'm hopefully that is worth it. I've been walking Livy through his first cosplays.
Yay!
Yeah. So I'm really excited. He's going to cosplay with me at SoccerCon. If we finish everything, we're going to do Noctis and Prompto. We're going to do Shilian and Huacheng. And then we'll do Doomguy and Isabel from,
I
Doom
love
and Animal
that.
Crossing.
Photos.
Yeah, he's doing like a villager version of Doomguy, so it'll just be like the helmet, but the villager's outfit.
That's gonna be so cute.
And then I'm gonna do like a tanked up Isabel. So
I was about to say, like, if you're not swapping some of these aspects in some capacity, like, I was gonna be a little disappointed.
Oh no, I'm super excited. Like, I actually went to like Spoonflower, and they had a really good pattern for Isabel's vest, so I got the cute little gingham checks. Yeah, I'm so excited.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. So we've been spending a lot of time working on those and playing Final Fantasy VIII again. And what else have I been playing? I haven't been playing a lot of games, but I've been watching Livy play a lot of Elden Ring, dying a lot. And I've been watching, like, binge watching some things. I started watching All of Us Are Dead. It's like a Korean zombie drama.
Mhm.
I love that show so much.
Yeah, did you finish it?
I binge watched it.
Nice. I just finished it last week, so we should talk about it later.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
No spoilers. But I think it starts off really strong, and I enjoyed most of the ride. So
yeah, I read some of the comic.
Mhm.
The show, I think, does
right, because it's
a better
based on
job.
a webtoon.
Yeah. I read some of the comic. I feel like the show does a better job, but they don't tell the same.
Oh,
I mean, it's the same
interesting. Okay.
story, but it's different in the comic.
All right.
Like, it's not really a spoiler. Dae-soo in the show, you know, he's a main character and does like a ton of stuff, where in the comic he's one of the first to turn. And I was like, oh, no, the comic's done Dae-soo dirty. I love that boy.
Oh, no. I mean, it's not too spoilery,
like,
since the title is All of Us Are Dead, but
yeah. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I'd be interested to see how the comic ends, but like, it's doing the webtoon thing where it only releases so many per day, and
yeah.
I just don't have the patience for that sometimes, but I am going to try at some point again, so.
See what else. I did see the Batman.
I just saw it.
Oh, I actually loved it.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Good. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
From what I've seen on the internet, it's really good. I need to see it still, but I've been sick.
Yes.
I only have like a few composers that I'm like always looking out for whatever they're going to do next.
Oh yeah.
And the composer for this film, just like there was one point that it was too good. The music was too good. It took me out of it because I was like, oh my gosh, this was unacceptably good. Oh my god.
Yes. Oh man.
I'm gonna listen for that.
And then I also saw Turning Red, the new Pixar.
I did too. That one hit me hard.
I that one because I would say it resonates with a lot of people. And oh man, when she has her little like journal full of like her art, I was just like, I have old journals from like when I was in high school and junior high, and they look exactly like that. So.
I love her facial expressions during that whole thing, and just the focused look is like, she's drawing these things.
No, I thought it was super fun, and like a different setting. It's set in like Toronto, Canada.
Yeah.
And you get to learn a lot about like different cultures, and it really resonated with like the teenage girl of me.
Oh my gosh. And the point that it's like all set in 2002, it's like, yep, that's me right there.
Yeah.
Aww.
So
oh my god. Oh my god. I turned 13 in 2002.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So she
it is you.
That's when I went to my first concert.
Wow.
Backstreet Boys, respectively.
I went to that too.
Hey, Black and Blue? Or was it Millennium?
No, I went to the Millennium one. It was a couple years before.
That's what it was. Black and Blue came out after, that's right.
But actually, David, speaking of the composers, one of the main composers for Turning Red is the same composer that did The Mandalorian.
Ludwig Göransson! I love Ludwig Göransson!
Yeah! Which I was super surprised
so
because they have a completely different feel, but like, I loved both of them, so.
Yeah. Also,
he's
their
like,
boy band for Town Forever.
Yes.
He's also the producer for Childish Gambino's like last 3 albums.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
So that's one of the reasons he actually did Black Panther, and they haven't announced it yet, but I'm hoping that he's going to be for Black Panther too. Because
holy crap!
he's also like one of the whitest men ever on TV. Like he makes me look like I have a decent tan.
Man, that's cool though. His music's like all over different
It's so
styles
good.
and different feel, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah. No,
So-
that movie hit hard, and I would love to talk Pannon about all my feels on it.
Definitely.
Yeah, the mother-daughter relationship, and
and if you're like a people-pleasing sort, or it deals really well with that. Like
calling me out.
No, but it deals really well with the topic of like it shows both sides, both the like parent and the child, when like you're not meeting each other's expectations and neither of you is happy, but like I think it resolves in a really satisfying way.
Yeah.
So
the part at the beginning where after May leaves and Miriam's like, "Man, she's so brainwashed." I'm like, did any of my friends ever say that about me?
Aw.
It was like, ugh.
But yeah, that's all the things I've been up to lately.
High school me goes under the rug.
Did you guys?
We don't talk about high school.
No.
No.
Did you guys ever watch that Netflix show Love, Death, and Robots?
Oh, I love that show. Yes.
So season 2 came out a little while ago. It was pretty good. It wasn't as great. But if you kind of enjoy that, like somewhat sci-fi or just weird anthology stuff, I found another one on Netflix. It's called Studio Oats.
Studio Oats.
And
about eating oats?
No, Studio Oats is like the name of the studio that did all of this. And some of it kind of feels in that same vein, like aliens come to Earth and they can control your mind. So, of course, like they're going to take advantage of our ecosystem and all this stuff. And there's some like comedic dark horror in there a little bit, in like the vein of a 1980s television advert spot of like, do you ever have too much to cut but not enough tools to cut? And so they pull out this like giant chainsaw with like actuating knives, and it's just like, this will cut a block of cheese in no time.
This sounds like my humor, and I need it.
It gets really dark really fast, I'll tell you that right now.
Excellent. Oh man, I'll have to check that out.
It's like an easy like 2-hour watch at most.
Nice.
But it was just kind of like filled that vibe. There was one that was really cool called The River God. Absolutely loved it. Like it made writer brain, D&D brain of like, oh yeah, let's make that into a thing. Ooh, that's really cool. I gotta add this. I gotta add that. So yeah, lots of fun little stories that if you enjoyed Love, Death, and Robots, definitely mature. Keep that in mind. Definitely mature.
Just because it's animated doesn't mean it's for kids.
Exactly.
Nice. That's awesome. I will have to check that out because I did very much enjoy Love, Death, and Robots. So
yeah, so good.
What all you plan to work on in the near future?
The website. That's just gonna be my life right now.
That's a good goal. What aspect of it are you excited about?
Ooh, good question.
I'm excited to have a better blog format. I mean, I haven't minded Blogger. It's been great for a free resource to use, but it's limiting in ways that I don't want it to be limiting.
Sure.
For like putting in photos and things like that. So I am very excited to be trying something new for that. And it's very likely that I'm going to be re-releasing each blog post. And because there's like so many of them, it'll probably be like just spamming each day. But just so that I can give each of them like a chance to shine, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In their new shiny format. I'm very excited for that. And then a couple ideas. So they're just kind of under wraps at the moment, but I definitely want to talk to you guys about. But
Sounds good. Sounds good. Are you thinking of anything cosplay wise? Is Horizon Zero Dawn inspiring you?
Oh my gosh,
make
there's so many good outfits. Don't even get me started.
But I'm want to get you started.
I know. It's just, there's so many more. Like, you can get all the ones from the first game, plus like a million more for this one, and you can dye them.
Ooh.
And so, like, I got the Carja Blazon, and I'm like, cool, this is the outfit that I made already. And then it's like, you can dye it. And I'm like, oh crap, I like this color more.
Nice.
I don't want to make that again. But I do in this new color because it's pretty. No, there's a lot in there. I even, of course I'm in a Horizon Zero Dawn, Facebook group.
Of course.
We all share our cosplays and stuff. And someone on there's like, here's Aloy's bow from the new game as a 3D print. Who wants to print it? And, take photos with it.
Me.
Oh, yeah. I was like, me. And they released the spear, too. But I feel bad because I haven't had time to print the bow, so I didn't volunteer for the spear. But the person for it has been very, very kind. And when I do end up getting it printed and whatnot, I am definitely going to be giving them, like, all the credit and whatnot because they've been like, yeah, we understand when life happens. It's like, you don't have to print it right now and show it off. But when you do, please, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be all over that. You'll be plastered everywhere.
Very cool.
This actually reminds me of a recent discourse in cosplay Twitter that I saw. And I want to get your take since specifically it talked about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
They were talking about like when video game companies specifically like provide references for cosplay. And I know you were super
good about that.
Yeah, I know you were super excited about the ones they did for Horizon Zero Dawn. But the thread I was reading had like more specific ideas for what they could provide, because I think that sometimes the game developers don't know what is useful and necessary to cosplayers versus like just what shots and angles they think will be needed. It was just really interesting because like I didn't even notice this, but I guess in some of them they'll like write what type of fabric things are or what type of fabric they think it is when they're building the game. But someone who is into like fabric and sews a lot will be like, that is not the type of weave that is on this fabric. And the main discourse was like, if you don't know what it is, or if it's an indeterminate thing, like you don't have to like say what you think it is, or like because some people will be like, no, it's this because they said it's this, even though it's a really hard fabric to work with and won't necessarily give the effect they want. So I just thought that was interesting. Like
there's like Carja silks, and luckily they like keep those on like the more fancier Carja people in the game. But I mean, you put silk through water and that's going to be a disaster.
I think one of the references they were talking about with Horizon Zero was specifically like it looks like fur in game, but I guess the like cosplay reference says it's like really frayed and scruffed up fabric. And people were like, but how?
I'll have to look and see which reference they were talking about because I haven't looked at any of the new ones.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember from the original one that they released for Aloy for the first game. I do love that they released for Varl and Silence.
No, I thought it was a really interesting thread, and I think it would be really cool if game designers like worked more closely with cosplayers to see what is helpful to them in building stuff.
Definitely.
But like, I still super appreciate the references they provide. I think that's really cool that they do that nowadays.
Oh yeah. I love that it's like they give us the front, side, back, and like with the original one for Aloy, they even like just took and just broke down her hair.
Wow.
They had a front, side, and back view of her hair and like the braids and stuff, and just up close, detailed, high res. Like it was really insane. Cool.
Sorry to go off on tangent there.
No,
great.
I love that one. I think a lot of it too is like it depends on the cosplayer as well because we all look for different details.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I love doing the drawings. Is that like too. I can sit down with a cosplayer and look for what they are specifically looking for, because like one drawing of a specific character for reference is going to be different from cosplayer to cosplayer, in my opinion. because it depends on what they want in it. And I love doing that. I love it so much.
Art
and cosplay nerding out.
Nice. Oh, that's another thing I've been trying to get back into is art. Because I got a drawing tablet, like a really cheapy one, so it can't even run like a what is it? Manga Studio, Clip Studio
Pro.
Yeah, it's a little too
Clip
old
Pro.
to run that one. Which is sad because I really want that one. But what it does is okay. Huh?
What kind of tablet?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, just like it's like an off-brand something or other.
I have gone through so many art programs for my students. So I'm like, what kind of tablet? Let me see if there's one that's work on
I will look it up, and if you can suggest a better program than the default one it came with, I will happily let you.
Down for it. I'll even like tell the kids about it, and they'll be like, "Oh, this one or that one."
Nice,
because they come in with these tablets that are not like mine, and I'm like, "How are you drawing that?" And they're like, "This app," and I'm like, "I didn't know that existed."
Nice.
No,
that's really cool.
On that note, David, you're welcome to edit this out. Pennon, myself, Luis, and Alex are going to do like art days. I have a subscription to 21 Draw, of which I have a bunch of books from, and I have funded.
I don't know what that is.
They've done Kickstarters where they get a bunch of artists together, and like I've got their book of like 100 artists draw characters.
Oh, that's cool.
And how to draw different things. Like I've got most of their books. I really like them. They have online courses.
Nice.
It grew so much that they were able to do online courses, and I have access to that. And I was planning on just logging in and having us just pick a lesson and go through it.
Nice. That sounds
fun. So if you want to join us, you're welcome to.
Yeah, just keep me posted on it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But
yeah,
I've been... David, if you want to.
Yes, me and all of my drawing talents.
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited because I've managed to complete like a grand total of like 4 drawings this year, which is like 4 times as many as I did last year. So, and it's only March. So
that's pretty good.
I was worried that it wouldn't be a good investment, but like honestly, one of the things that's kept me from drawing has been like I need something portable, but something that lets me have the like versatility of digital.
Yes.
And so it's been really good. I really enjoy it.
Well, that's why I got my tablet. I was like, I need something portable. I was like, I have my drawing tablet at home, but it has to be connected to a full-on computer. And yeah, having a portable one just like opens up so many doors. I love it.
Nice.
I'm proud of you, Pannon.
Oh, thank you. How about you, David? What do you got in the works? What are you hoping to accomplish in the next month?
Season 2.
Yep. That's my like primary focus.
The whole thing.
Yep,
just
all of it.
All the recording. Done.
All the recording. All 20 from episodes. And
okay, I do have a question though. Is it has to be like easier to record them consecutively like close together than it does to take long breaks, isn't it?
It kind of depends. Of like, because you got to rest your voice, right?
Right.
And you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and you're managing your time as best as you can. So when I started season 1, I think I recorded 10 episodes in a row. So that's a little less than half the first season. And then I just kind of saved them. I didn't do anything with them. And then I edited the first 6, uploaded them, put them on a schedule, and then every week that episode would come out, the Sunday before, I would record the next episode and then edit down a next batch or so, just to keep my time more cohesive and together.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it is really nice to not have to like... Because like when you got a script in front of you, you could just easily like round the rugged rock, the rascally weasel ran, and I fubbed that line, and then you just do it again. I do really love working alone on some of these things. Listen to season 2. That's all I can really say. there are a lot of changes coming for The Last Voice Season 2, and I'm really excited. It's a huge endeavor for me, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm pumped for this challenge. Like, it's something I've been kind of missing. Like, there's all these like little things of like, oh, I should get back into doing that. No. Oh, I want to get back into that. No. Last Voice. Gotta get The Last Voice done, and then I can do other things. Like, I've been wanting to play Elden Ring for a long time.
Oh man, holding it hostage.
I'm not even like huge into From Software games because I played Dark Souls 3 and I rented it for like a 3-day stint and I hated it because it's just like, I hate this. I don't enjoy this. And then I played Hollow Knight, which I feel relatively about the same kind of equilibrium. And now I've done the Path of Pain
oh my God.
in Hollow Knight, and I was like, well, if I could do that, I could do anything. So maybe I will do the thing. Maybe I will do the thing. And a lot of people are saying it's like both the easiest game to get into in the From Software franchises. So I really want to get into it.
Yes! One of my game developer instructors that I'm still friends with on the Book of Faces, he made a post on there where he's like, if you play this game, you know, it's up to you to how you want to play it, but if you don't want to get bogged down by the darkness in it, because it is a dark game, he's like, it's, you know, from software.
Yeah.
Play with commenting on and leave funny comments for people.
Oh my gosh, the commenting is so funny.
Yes, some of them are great. I haven't played it, but I've seen them online, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Like, some of them are funny, and some of them will, like, troll you and be like, something on the right up ahead, and you look right, and something from the left bashes you in the face. It's great.
Oh, I'm here for that.
Uh-huh. Or some will be on, like, a cliff edge and be like, prize below! And you're like, I don't know!
There was one video that I saw of somebody like on this ledge, and the comment on the ground was like, no treasure ahead. And as they continued on, it kept saying no treasure ahead, no treasure ahead. And then like the comment was like, yeah, that's how I know that there's going to be a treasure ahead. So many people are telling me there's no treasure ahead, and it's like it goes on for like a solid minute, and then where's my treasure, you guys? Where is it?
No
just like you don't know who's telling you what. And that was like my biggest reason that I couldn't get into Dark Souls, is because like nobody really knows how the game worked, or like they would perpetually tell the wrong thing to make it more difficult. So I'm really interested to see how this one goes.
Nice. Yeah, it's been really interesting so far, so I'm excited to see what you think.
Me too. But there was something else that I was gonna. Oh, I don't know if you saw on the Discord, but I posted some more makeup work in progresses that I
did. I actually saw your TikTok about looking so good.
I was feeling so fine with that makeup. Like,
you should.
Quinn was really, really helpful. Gave me some really great pointers, but like, I did it all myself, you guys. I blended in the blues. I like did most of that by hand, very light, like brushwork. It was phenomenal. And I was going to a friend's birthday party, and I remember walking in and I said, hello, hi, I'm here to be the drama. And it was absolutely the best thing ever.
Aww, that's amazing.
So I think that's another thing that I'm going to try and get back into a little bit, is like just try and do like a little bit of makeup every now and again, just for myself.
Yeah, that's great.
Speaking of makeup, I bought the makeup palette.
The one from D&D one?
Yes.
From Fox Beauty Cosmetics?
Yep. And it's beautiful.
Ooh.
Nice.
So next time we play D&D, I'm going to try and do a thing.
Ooh.
Heck yeah. I love it.
Excellent. Well, what else we got?
Trying to think of like if there's anything like big that's come up lately. Yeah, making TikToks, just chilling out, doing lots of writing.
Good.
it's so funny. I don't know if you guys get this when you guys do art, but like when you start doing like character work, you kind of like get into a headset or a headspace, and you're kind of like you're in a funk for a little while of like, oh wow, okay, well, this is where I'm at for the next hour or two. I gotta watch something a little bit peppy.
Right.
The music that I'm listening to is like all from The Last of Us, so it's all really dark and gloomy. But yeah, do you guys get that when you draw? Like you kind of like feel like you embody the character, or you like connect with some aspect of the character that you might be drawing?
Oh yes,
definitely.
I draw their faces as I make the faces.
That does not surprise me at all.
No, that's why I do not like drawing in public. It's like I was sitting there like, just like, oh wait. I'm trying to draw a spooky monster face.
Well, like when I was taking animation courses, that was something they like suggest you have like a mirror by your desk just so you can see your own face as you're drawing, and like use it. If you're going to be making those faces, use it.
I wonder if the creator of Paranatural does that, because their facial expressions on that are just on point.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I do that even when I'm like writing. I'll be making faces. Like it'll be a certain scene, and I'll catch myself like making a dumb face, and I'm like, "Oh no, why?" So, good times.
Good times.
I think I do that occasionally when I'm like writing as well, of like making a little note of like, this is how this line's supposed to be portrayed. I'll like physically kind of like do that gesture of like what I think embodies that, like frustrated, and then I'll like kind of shake my hands at the keyboard, and then I'll continue to write.
Nice. Very good. I mean, maybe not, but I think it's fun. I think it's helpful.
Definitely.
I think that's pretty good. That's what we got.
I think that's it.
Yeah. We got a horror story this week, don't we?
Horror stories. Spooky.
We do, and it came from our Discord, which we have a whole channel dedicated to cosplay horror stories, and we get to see them happen sometimes, and we get to chat about them. This one comes from Troftcos. I have one from this weekend. This was submitted February 28th, and my soul dies a bit every time I think about it. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Whew, okay. I was wearing my Marissa cosplay for the Cons cosplay contest, and it was getting rather late in the day. There weren't many places to sit in the convention space, so we sat down on the floor to take a break and rest our feet. When it was time to get up, my boyfriend held out his hand to help me up, but as I stood up, I heard the sound of tearing. I was mortified.
Uh-oh.
It turned out that when I put my foot down to get up, my high heel caught on the ribbon hem on one of the 4 layers of petticoat and tore a long part of it right off.
No.
We just praised the fact that the prejudging was already done, and my boyfriend/handler/knight in shining armor spent the next 20 minutes pinning the hem back in place with safety pins. He did such a good job on this, and that it was even noticeable on the right side, or that it wasn't even noticeable on the right side of the fabric when I took the petticoat off at the end of the evening.
Oh,
wow.
So good. And there's actually a picture.
Yeah, there's a picture, and we need to give props to Troftcos because she got second place in her cosplay in their cosplay competition.
I saw that. That's so freaking cool.
So proud of you. Like, that's also, they're the reason why we have Finished Fridays, because it was like, I would love to show off my costume, and we want to see what you got. And it's been great to see Troftcos and Sakura Rogan and all these great people just talk about like what they've accomplished. Sakura Rogan even had a cosplay for their dog. It was adorable.
I know, it's so cute. Very good. Well,
Cosplay
thank you guys
pupper.
for sending that in or posting in our Discord and all the many ways you can do that. If you'd like to, you can even drop us an email. You can do that at cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com or
you can go to our Google form at cosplaystitchandseam.com. That will be running through there, and when the website switches, there will be another version of that, whether through the Google form or another form. Forms are complicated.
Forms are very hard.
But I'm figuring them out. It'll be there. And if you have any suggestions for upcoming guests, topics, things you'd like to see on the website, send them to us especially if it's a website suggestion, send it fast. Because I'm working on it now. But get those to us, and we are working on some really fun plans up ahead.
Or you can go to our Facebook page and send us your Work in Progress Wednesdays, your horror stories, or anything else you would love to share with us. We would love to see our community grow with you as part of it. And if you've got the time, share the podcast with a friend. While you're on the internet sharing that podcast out, you can also support the show in many different ways. You can leave us a review. Those reviews are our bread and butter. Really, they make a huge difference. And we really appreciate any and all feedback. As well as we do have a coffee account, Cosplay Stitch, there, if you want to do a one-time donation to help keep the lights on. And we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/cosplaystitch. Some of the amazing human beings we need to thank are Morty, Rose Does, Livy Cheney, Yggdrasil, Dr. Steggy, PB and James, Cynics, at Queer Eye Sci-Fi, Hot Riku, Rena Mira, Jazzy Kofed, Jaguar Quinn, Gloria Shu, Sudi, Stacy Pitt, Shock H, and Silver Deeds.
Oh, very good.
Cheap.
If y'all want to check out foxbeauty.store, you can actually see that lovely eyeshadow palette that Mercedes picked up, as well as some other amazing products. And you can still use that promo code StitchandSeam to get 10% off your purchase. Thanks as always to Macy Roberts for the use of her music as our theme song, and to David Jeffers for his amazing editing. How are your podcasts going?
They are going so good. I said it on our last episode that on Comic Trades Monthly, my comic book club podcast, we are talking about banned books. We talked about Hey Kiddo, which is a children's book that was very, I don't want to say controversial, but it was very adult, but still themed for kids, and it was very easily digestible. We got to talk, Dane got to talk to the author, and I got called out for not being able to be there. So I guess I have beef with a comic book author now, and I think that means I made it.
You made it.
And this next book we're going to be reading is called Genderqueer, by I believe it's Maya Kabobe. I probably am butchering E's name, but I'm really excited to read that one. Kaylin will be even joining us for that episode.
Oh, that's so cool.
So if you enjoy hearing about banned books and our thoughts about that, go check that out. And if you enjoy audio dramas with sound effects and a full cast kind of thing, go check out The Last Voice. And season 2 coming up real quick. April's just around the corner. That's the goal. We've got the deadline, and it's right there in front of us. I'm so excited, you guys.
Oh yes. Oh, I'm so excited too.
Oh yes.
That sounds amazing, and I'm very excited. Kaylin has really cool insights. When I was on the podcast with Zer, it was really fun, and just I loved everything that Kaylin had to say about it. It was great.
Yeah.
So I think you guys will have so much fun. I think that's everything.
We've made it to the end. We'll see you guys in mid.
Wait.
Oh no.
Oh no. What do the movies Titanic and The Sixth Sense have in common?
What?
Icy dead people.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully that'll last you for a little bit. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.